If you're a woman, here is how to heal yourself from any physical symptom by a fertility and hormone expert. I'm Dee Zavara, and that's what I am. I'm about to show you the healing ladder, and I'm about to help you figure out why symptoms that you've had keep coming back, why they won't go away. You're like, I'm doing all the things, this doesn't make sense. It just won't go away. Whether it's PMS, anxiety and mood swings, brain fog, pain, stubborn weight, skin is breaking out or is rashy or whatever, you're feeling swollen and puffy, all the hormonal symptoms, all of it. First, I need to help you explain how I work with people. So I take their physical body and we go in layers. So I'll show you the healing ladder so you can understand where you're at currently and what the next step is that you need to take. Again, so that you can heal from anything as a woman. So step one, and I'll tell you also how you can figure out when you need to go to the next step. So I work in 4 steps. The first step is cleaning up the basics. So it's all about the foundations. So what you must do is you must have a look at how you're eating. You just need to clean that up. We're going to work on like cycle syncing and hormonal stuff in the next step. So just hold on. Just clean up your food. Just reduce the sugar. Don't have any alcohol. Don't smoke. All the things. Water. Focus on what water you're drinking. I drink Kangen water or I won't drink anything else. Your movement. You need to be able to be moving every day. You can't just sit around and expect nutrients in your blood to flow around your system. And the final thing is your stress management. So you can actually hack your stress response by doing 3 daily practices. We cover all of these in all of my programs. Now, how do you know if that's enough? Well, if you still have symptoms, if you still have hormonal symptoms specifically, those are going to be the most obvious things. So if you still have PCOS, if you still have endo, if you still have irregular cycles, if you still have heavy cycles, if you still have painful cycles, and you have all of the things that I listed before, and anything else that has a cyclical pattern, anything else that anytime you're in your ovulation, you have this symptom, or anytime you're just about to get your period, you have this particular symptom. Anything that has a cyclical symptom, you know that you can move to the next step. The second step is healing with a monthly focus. So the first step, we were healing with a day-to-day focus. We were just cleaning things up. We were just basically starting again. We might be doing gluten-free and dairy-free, and I would actually recommend and suggest that. So all of the basics, that's the basics. That's like nutrition 101, right? And stress management 101. So we get that cleaned up, get that sorted out, and we're obviously moving our body every day. Step 2 is healing with a monthly focus. We do all of that, but we do it syncing to our cycle. The way I do things is very different to how other people do things. I've never seen anybody else do this the way that I do it. I don't do 4 phases, 4 different ways of eating, 4 different ways of training. Please tell me, who has the brain width to remember exactly what day? That's way too hard, way too confusing. And I can tell you, as a woman who runs 4 businesses and has 2 children and a dog, and at the moment we're moving around lots, but when we're not moving around lots and traveling the world, I'm at home also looking after a house. I don't have time for that. My brain can't handle all 4 of those things. Like, that's so much energy expenditure, and it's not necessary is the main thing. If you combine, there's 2 phases you can combine to make it your first half, and 2 phases you can combine to make it your second half. How easy if you just get into the rhythm of going, okay, I'm either in my first half or my second half, and then you switch back, first or second, and you basically do a fortnight on first half, a fortnight on second half. That, again, those are all in my programs, particularly the FlowFit challenge, which is, you'd probably have heard me talk about it on my socials, and also the PCOS project, which also uses that exact same FlowFit method. So too, of course, does my fertility magic, but this live particularly is mostly for people who just want to get started and just want to heal their symptoms. If you do care about your fertility, you need to sort this stuff out now. If you want to be able to have children in the future, if you want to be able to build a family without having to get to the levels of stress that most of my clients come to me with, I can't fall pregnant, I've tried IVF, I've tried everything, or IVF is not an option, or I do not want to do IVF again, please help me. I'm in my 30s, or sometimes in my 40s, the clock is ticking, I'll do anything. If you don't want to get to that phase, keep listening. So how do you know if step 2 is enough? How do you know that cycle syncing is going to be enough? Well, once you implement a program that utilizes the FlowFit method, like the FlowFit challenge, like the PCOS project, or like Fertility Magic, if you have to stay perfect, If you have to do all the cycle syncing things and stay perfect, and you can't even do 80-20 like your friends can do, you can't even have one drink, you can't even have one cheat meal, because it'll just throw you off, or you'll break out, or you'll get really bloated, that's when you know that you need to move to step 3. So step 3 is all about healing the gut. So we've healed day to day, we've healed with a monthly focus, and now we're healing the gut. And this is all about healing not only the gut wall, but also the gut microbiome. So you're going to be including things like, things that help to seal up the gut. So if you've ever heard of leaky gut or intestinal permeability, this is what I'm talking about here. So really making sure that we're protecting that, and also that we're recalibrating the microbiome. So we might be doing tests at this level. We might be including extra supplements like glutamine or collagen and things like that. Again, how do you know when that step is enough? If you stop your supplements and your symptoms come back, you need to move to step 4. And this is where we heal the cells. And this step 4 is what I have now become very well known for. So previously in my past life of doing hormones for 14 years, it used to be step 2, being able to help people cycle sync. Like they're like, yeah, I want to be healthy, but now I actually want to cycle sync. Now I actually really want to, I want to really understand my physiology as a woman. And that in and of itself, that is going to be the key to how you should be living your life in the future from then on. So you've gone to step 3, you've done all the stuff that your naturopath has told you to do, like all the basic stuff. And then you're like, well, if I stop my supplements, I'm still struggling. So what do I do? So this is what you need to understand. I probably have a little visitor, but anyway, I've got one child knocking at the door. So once you get past that, once you've worked with a naturopath and you're like, well, I did all the healthy things and it didn't work. Like, I don't know, I don't understand. The problem is not what you're doing. The problem is not, being healthy is too hard. That is not the solution. That is not what's actually happening. It's not, oh no, it's too exhausting to stay healthy. It's not, oh no, this doesn't work anyway. It's too stressful. So what's the point? That's not the kind of thinking that we need. You actually need to lean into that and go one step further. This is a step that nobody I see does. They don't do it well, and they don't really do it at all. They don't know how to do the testing to figure out if you need step 4. And so this is where I've really, because of my own personal experience with something called SIRS, which is also known as biotoxin illness, which is also known as mold illness. And then also after that, finding out that I had a parasite in my blood. All of these things have kind of led to me being really good at step 4. And so when you're really healing the cells, that's when you're able to go all levels deep and go into the cell, pull out of the cells, which is the tissues, the organs, the nerves, the brain, the lungs, the muscles. I can't remember what I already said. And everything, and be able to pull out the toxins, pull out the pathogens that have been living in there, so that they can go into your gut, so that you can drain them out. So it's kind of like pulling things. This is the way I explain it. You pull things out of storage. So on one hand, you've got a cleaner. On another hand, you've got an end of lease clean. So one hand, you're just like dusting off what you can see. And on the other hand, you're going into the cupboards, you're opening up, you're pulling it out, and then you're having to take the trash out. And then you're having to clean up the dust after you've already pulled all the stuff, all the dirty, dusty stuff out. And this is where we really see amazing change. This is where we see long-lasting symptom removal, symptom elimination. And this is where we see, unless people have a super stressful, because I always like to make a caveat and be realistic, unless people have a super stressful experience, super stressful physically or emotionally, you will find that for years after doing a cellular reboot, after doing this is all the stuff that we do in Fertility Magic and then some, like every single person who does Fertility Magic goes through this and then some, because there's lots of other levels and layers. But from a physical point of view, once you've done that, then you really not only give yourself a chance to have no more symptoms, you also give your future generations a chance to have a clean slate. Because right now, umbilical cords are full of at least 300 carcinogens. Isn't that wild? If you've liked this, please follow me. And if you'd like some more information on how you can work with me, please make sure that you reach out.